Alright, welcome back to Everyday Race. Today I'm going to be talking about clutch. Specifically, how to improve your clutch on the 2006 and newer Kawasaki ZX10R. So, first let's see what the clutch consists of on the 2006 and up Kawasaki ZX10R and majority of sport bikes. It's basically a wet clutch. It's got a bunch of steels. It's got a bunch of fibers. And it's got a Judder Springs, which consists of two metal O-rings on the 2006 and up Kawasaki ZX10R. So, back in the day, I bought my 2006 Kawasaki ZX10R, and of course, first thing I did is took it to a drag strip, because it's I have to know when the bike is running. So I took it in, made a couple of passes, and then all of a sudden the clutch started to became real grabby, and became really impossible to get out of the hole to apply any sort of power. Here's a short clip what that looked like. So after that I got home and I was like, there's no possible way I can continue racing with this clutch. The clutch was just crappy, and while it was okay for street riding, it was pretty much useless on a drag strip. So I had to find a way to make it work a lot better, because my bike was making good power. The chassis was pretty good, but none of that mattered because I was losing to bikes that didn't have as much power, and all that was because they could get out of the hole a lot better than me. So I started doing research, and then I found out that 2004 and 2005 Kawasaki ZX10R came with a different Judder Springs. There's one in my hand. I already got one of these in my bike, and the Judder Spring on 2004 and 2005 Kawasaki ZX10R consists of two steel plates riveted together, and there's a spring on the inside, so it's basically like a shock absorber. So I decided, well, I'll go ahead and put it in. So I took the factory, two rings, two Judder Springs from my bike, installed this Judder Spring. What I had to do is, since 2006 and up Kawasaki ZX10R Judder Spring was a lot skinnier, I had to measure my steels, because you can buy 3 different thicknesses from Kawasaki. You can get a 2.3 millimeter steel, you can get 2.6 millimeter, and I believe you can get 2.9 millimeter steel as well. So I took this Judder Spring, I put it in my clutch pack, and I measured my clutch stack. My clutch stack was obviously too tall. So what I did then is that I took the steels out and I measured every one of them. As you can see, this steel is a thick one and this one's a skinnier one. So what I had to do is I had to find thicker steels out of my clutch stack and replace it with the skinnier one, the 2.3 millimeter one. So I did my calculations of what my stack, how much smaller my stack's supposed to be. Ordered the steels, correct steels, put it all together, and took it to the drag strip a week later, and there was basically a night and day difference. The clutch was so much smoother. I could slip the clutch forever, and it wasn't doing any jerky. It wasn't doing anything that it was doing before. So, for those of you who are not familiar, you can do the same thing. All you have to do is buy a Judder Spring from a 2004 to 2005 Kawasaki ZX10R. It's going to look like this. Part number is 130890003. You can get it at your Kawasaki dealership, or you can buy a complete clutch kit for 2004 and 2005 Kawasaki ZX10R. Some of the kits come with the Judder Spring, so you just have to make sure that the clutch kit is specific for 2004 and 2005 Kawasaki ZX10R, and it does have steels, fibers, and Judder Spring. So if you want to just, it's much cheaper to just replace the Judder Spring, especially if your clutch pack is still good, by buying the Judder Spring. So I'll put in the description a link to where you can get one of these, or you can do Google search for this part number 130890003. So the reason this Judder Spring improved the clutch is because when you let the clutch out, what happens is the springs would apply pressure on the clutch pack, and the friction would go up. But what happens is that if you apply the pressure too much, it would apply pressure and then it would move back and forth, sort of like a car driving over bumps with bad shocks. It would go back and forth, back and forth. So basically your clutch would apply power to the rear wheel, and then the friction would become less, and it would go back and forth, make it pretty much unrideable or unusable, especially somebody that likes to drag race. So, and this Judder Spring is basically nothing but a shock absorber. So when that happens, you let the clutch out too quickly, or however else you ride, is that it dampens pressure that's being applied to the clutch pack, and your coefficient of friction in the clutch goes from nothing to something a lot smoother. So some of you guys, you want to check it out, try it out, see if you like it. I really like this mod. It made my bike really easy to ride. And also some of the GSXR 1000, I think the early models, 2001 to 2004, they've also used this Kawasaki Judder Spring in their clutch packs to do the exact same thing. And I've also tried this Judder Spring on my buddy's Kawasaki zx6r that he was drag racing. He was dealing with the same clutch issues. I'll put it in just to try it out, and guess what? It made his clutch smooth. So that's gonna be all for this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.